Here's a hottish take for you.
Oh.
Would you trade Steven Stamkos?
I mean, I wouldn't unless I had to. To what end? Why am I trading Steven Stamkos? Just because his legs are shit?
What do we always talk about? We always say, don't we? Could you imagine if at the end of that Blackhawks third run, they said, right, we've had all our success. That's it. We're going again. We're going to trade we're going to trade either Taves or Kane. We're going to get a king's ransom. And then we're going to rebuild and go again. And the Lightning are going to have like cap issues and all that kind of thing. But, I'm sure haven't the Devils got 3 picks next year in the first round? Or this season, sorry.
Sure it might be the Devils. I thought it was, isn't it the Rangers or the Canadians? Or
we'll take the Rangers and the Capo. Oh, yeah? Or the Sens. Yeah, okay, the Sens is a good point. Sens is a really good idea. You go to the Sens and say, would you like Steven Stamkos for your first 2 picks? I'm not saying they do it, and they probably wouldn't do it. I understand that. But you've kind of shown that you don't really need him. He hardly played at all. He was clearly injured in the last series, so you didn't need him for that. You don't need him now, because Braden Point is just, and I get Braden Point's now injured, so maybe it makes my point kind of mute a little bit, but you kind of don't need him. His playoff record, and I've said this before, his playoff record, when it matters, is atrocious. Like, it's really bad.
But is that not... And he always seems to be... Every time he comes back, he's rushed back after some fucking... Because he struggled with like blood clots for a couple of years. I remember him... Was it 15, 16? He came back for a game 7 after blood clots. Yeah, and he's just... Yeah, that's right. That was it. So, so that... Yeah, I get what you're saying. He's not what...
And you need to make some cap space. And I get it. Normally you're looking at your bottom pieces, like Tyler Johnsons and all those kinds of players. But... gets a chunk of money off the books. You can get a couple of first rounders this year off a team. If a team who has that ability, would you do it? Or even like a few, like a high pick, like a high first this year, and a decent prospect. To just keep the farm going, keep that rebuild going.
I would like the idea of. Well, it depends how far the Lightning go, doesn't it? Because it's not like the comparison to trading Taves or Kane at the end of the cup runs was the fact they had been on a cup run. Like,
yeah, true. I see what you mean.
You're blowing up before you've even got there.
All right. Then. Say this then. Let's make it easier for argument's sake. Then they win the cup this year, and he doesn't play again this entire postseason.
Well, the other part of it for me is I don't think you're getting the most value out of trading Steven Stamkos off that roster. Even fucking more so if they win the cup without him. You're trading a player who has basically been in decline since he was fucking 24 years old, really, hasn't he? Steven Stamkos still a fantastic player, still a very good player.
He's still fucking I had visions of him having down. No, he doesn't have down. See, he's still, when he produces, he is still like shit hot.
Yeah, he's still shit hot. Well. The only reason he's been in decline is because he was fucking shit hot when he was however old he was. But yeah. He's basically, the perception is he's not as good as he was. He's injury prone, arguably one of the most injury prone stars in the league, if not the most injury prone star in the league. And you've just fucking gone deep without him. He's not even the engine of your team. Okay, then. And you're trying to trade him off to me for, you want fucking Alexis Lafreniere and Wayne Gretzky's kids. Like, no, you don't, so they're fucking shit.
Right. Counterpoint then. If you win the cup without him and he's on a decline, wouldn't you just trade him anyway to get something back? So you don't end up in a situation in a year or 2 years where you've got to fucking buy him out of like an $8 or $9 million contract.
I'd do that. He's just done. I'd trade anyone after they've had a good game, basically. Saying, right, just in case. Got to max out that.
But and the thing as well, though, is like, the Lightning don't have to have first-round picks. They already have a decent system. They can clearly find players. And I get it. The argument that they found Kucherov and Point at rounds 2 and 3 is kind of stupid because the Lightning also passed on Kucherov and Point until rounds 2 and 3. It wasn't like they were happy that they was players kind of, it was kind of like any player who develops in those rounds do kind of fall into your lap. But they did take them. So they do have some ability to see the talent that's there. So if you get like, maybe like a I don't want to say a PK Subban type deal, but like if you're getting 2 seconds and a couple of prospects or something just to keep things, wouldn't you still take it?
No,
because you're like, we don't need this guy. We literally don't need this guy. If you're this
good without him, it's a thing of why you trade him. If it's just to get value, like if you don't need to trade him, fucking keep him. He's still a good player. He's had fucking 98 points last season. Yeah, he was over a point a game this year. He's still really fucking good.
But in this argument, you've just won the cup without him. You do not need him to win.
I know, but what? Why don't you keep him? And then you could definitely
because you don't need him. You can keep your farm restocked and just keep things fresh and keep things moving around. Because you don't want to be stuck in that situation where it's like, oh fuck, this guy's got 5 years left and he is fucking terrible. And now with a flat cap, he's eating 8-9% of our entire cap hit.
But it's not like he's missed the entire season. He has played hockey games this year.
I get it, but dude, what do we say all the time about declines and injuries and stuff? It's literally one day you're fine and producing, and 3 days later you've gone off the cliff and that's it, you're done. And I'm not saying he is, but his record suggests like this guy's getting just one too many injuries now, and they're lasting like they're not short injuries either. They do last, his injuries that he gets. And I just be like, well, why? Like I say, you win the cup, you don't need him. You've just completed the ultimate prize without this guy who's essentially your franchise center. And like we said before, you're telling me Steven Stamkos goes on the trade block. There is not a GM out there who can't get his hand to that phone quick enough to offer up a first-round pick and a blue-chip prospect, because they would.
Sticking their fingers out on the dial pad. Oh, Steven Stamkos, you say?
Yep.
I do get it. I do. I just think that you are more likely to get better value out of having Steven Stamkos on your roster, especially for a team like Tampa that have a proven track record of having a good scouting network, and you can produce a good farm system without the need for first round picks, like you say. I think you keep him because you've done this well without him. Because then you can fucking, if you need to free up fucking like Steven Stamkos at $8.5 million, yeah, for 66 points in 57 games this year, I think that's right, is not the problem in your salary structure necessarily.
No, but it does solve a problem in the salary structure.
But then I reckon you get more like fair value by trading one of your other assets, like your Yanni Gourds or your Andre Palatz or fucking Tyler Johnson, Alex Cologne. Like, you're not going to get, if you're trading Steven Stamkos because you think he is surplus to requirements, he's injury prone, I still think that is going to be represented in what you get back for him. Yes, you'd still get.
It's fucking hell.
I was going to say, yes, you would still get a decent amount back, but you wouldn't get what he's worth back. You know what I mean?
I think I think I agree with that. I think like I said, the idea that Sens give up 3. No, there's no way to give up 3 and 5 for Stamkos. Not a chance. But I was thinking, like, if you can get a team who's around like 9, 10, 11, somewhere around there, and maybe the going rate, shall we say, I would seriously consider it. But as I, in some ways, kind of destroy my own point somewhat, I think we're forgetting that things just always work out for Tampa Bay, because last season they literally salary dumped JT Miller and got a first round pick for it. So I can imagine after they trade away Yanni Gourde and Andre Palat, they're going to have 4 first rounders anyway, because some fucking idiot GM will do that deal.
They trade Steven Stamkos to fucking, I don't know, fucking whoever, like Colorado, and somehow get the first overall pick. So hold on.
Yeah.
How's this works?
It just works out for Tampa. It always does.